Good morning, dear students. This is your teacher Neelam Elawat, and we will continue our chapter, The Microbial World. In this particular class, we'll be talking about the different classes of microorganisms. Dear students, in the previous lecture, we have talked about certain characteristics of microorganisms. And why do we call them microorganisms? Any idea? Can you tell me? Yes, because these are very, very tiny organisms and we can observe them under the microscope. Okay, we can observe them under the microscope, and that is why we call them as microbes or microorganisms. Now, dear students, they can be classified into 5 categories. The first is bacteria, right? Second is fungi. Third is protozoa. Fourth is algae, and fifth is viruses. And you can see the beautiful diagrams. I'm showing it to you. Can you see? Yes. Some of them, they are viruses, some of them, they are bacteria. As you can see, this is a flu virus, the virus that causes flu. SARS virus, the bird flu virus, isn't it? This is also a T4 virus. Clear? This is E. coli bacteria. Can you see certain pictures? Yes. Are you enjoying these pictures? Aren't they beautiful? Yes. Okay. So today in our class, we will talk about the very first category, that is bacteria. Okay, first category we'll be talking about, that is bacteria. So bacteria, dear organisms, dear students, the singular of bacteria is bacterium. So this means the bacteria is plural. So singular is bacterium. And they are unicellular organism. Unicellular means, uni means single. Cellular means cell. So they are single-celled organisms. They are made up of only one cell, right? And they live in colonies. Means they live in groups. Right? They live in groups. Most of the bacteria, they are harmless to us. They do not harm the human beings, but there are a few bacteria that will cause certain diseases in human beings like cholera, tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is called as TB. In short form, we can call it as TB. Okay? Clear, students? So bacteria are unicellular. They live in colonies. Right? They are the simplest living organisms, and most of them, they are harmless, but there are a few that cause diseases like cholera and tuberculosis. Okay? Right. Now, dear students, bacteria, they are of different shapes and different sizes. Okay? They are of different shapes and different sizes. And their size may vary from 0.2 to 2 microns. So you can imagine how small the bacteria are. Okay, they are very, very small. And these bacteria, they can be classified into 4 types. There are 4 types of bacteria depending on their shape. Right? How many types of bacteria? 4 types of bacteria depending upon the shape. Let's talk about the different types of bacteria. See, as I told you, there are 4 types of bacteria depending upon the shape. So the first is the spiral bacteria. Okay, the first is the spiral bacteria, and the spiral bacteria, they are called as spirilla. What do we call them? Spirilla. So as you can see in the first picture, these are the spiral bacteria. Second is sphere-shaped bacteria. Just look into the second picture. They are sphere-shaped, isn't it? They are round in shape, they are sphere in shape, and they are referred to as cocci. So bacteria which are sphere shaped are called as cocci. Then the third is the bacteria which are rod shaped. Okay, the bacteria that are rod shaped. As you can see in this picture, they are rod shaped, and rod shaped bacteria are called as bacilli. What do we call them, dear students? They're called as bacilli. Then there are comma shaped bacteria. Okay, comma shaped named bacteria, they are called as vibros. What do we call them as? We call them as vibros. So we have 4 different types of bacteria: the spiral bacteria, the sphere shaped bacteria, rod shaped bacteria, comma shaped bacteria. Okay, so how many types of bacteria? 4 types of bacteria depending upon the shape. Okay, let's see a very important one. Have you seen this wonder box in your book? Yes. Now, can you imagine in your belly, in human belly, there are thousands of bacteria. Okay, in our belly we have thousands of bacteria. So this means our belly serves as a home for thousands of bacteria. Okay, or we can say our belly appears to be a tropical microbial forest for the bacteria. Right? Did you knew this? So where are thousands of bacteria present in our body? In your belly. Okay? So let's come to your homework for today. First of all, you will make notes of this topic and you will read the page numbers 22 to 23. This means you will read the topic regarding the bacteria. Okay? You will read the topic having the bacteria. Right, dear students? Yes. And if there is any doubt, any query, you can ask me. Okay? Okay, dear. So bye everyone.